tell you that we are the aliens and that we came back through time to be able to assist ourselves in the present moment to affect the future. Well, that actually isn't very far-fetched if you believe in reincarnation. Through the reincarnational cycles, we live past lives, present lives, and future lives, all coexisting at once due to the fact that out of space and out of time, all of these lives exist. They're not running linearly. It is not a linear timeline. That being said, you have the ability to connect to that version of yourself in the future. And when you do, you can begin to gravitate that part of you towards you and start to connect and merge. When you do this process, you begin to come into your own. In Reiki, or a soul retrieval, what happens is that the energy, your soul fragments, come back to you. The ones that were lost through trauma, or if they were lost through maybe a past life experience, a fracturing of yourself. Through a soul retrieval, they come back. And when they do, you learn more about yourself. You learn more about your intuition. You learn more about your past lives. But it's also the same with your future lives. Your future lives exist out of space and out of time as variables. They haven't happened yet, so everything in the present moment predicts what's going to happen in the future. So how do you connect to the right version of yourself in the future that is already existing and wanting to assist you? Well, you connect with your higher self. By connecting with your higher self, your highest good, I truly believe that that is the person, that is the being at the end of the tunnel. After you've gone through all of your reincarnational cycles, that is the one that is standing there at the end, the winner. So you connect to that. But let's go back to the aliens. So the aliens are all about being able to unite one another. As we shift as a collective, we are beginning to understand the importance of unity and how, as a collective consciousness, we have to begin to connect in another way than we did before. Because without that, we are going to go down the path which will end in our own mutual destruction. Unity is going to be the only way that will be able to connect us all, to be able to get us through all of this. And so our future selves, the aliens, they are able to understand that. And by not breaking any universal law, they decided to go and reincarnate into this cycle that we are living into to experience all of the things that we are experiencing now, from the progression of technology, from the interconnectivity of the internet, to all of the shifts that were happening on a sociological level and also on an economic level. Everything is changing. So how the heck do we get in contact? Where do I get my spaceship? Like, let's go. That's not the point. The point is to walk as a multidimensional being, having a human experience. As you go and have your human experience, you open yourself up more to your multidimensional nature. But you have to ground in your humanity. A lot of people want to run away from their humanity, especially when it's so difficult to live here on Earth sometimes. And as most of us that are watching this video right now are intuitive empaths that feel everything, that's a very difficult thing to do. So what is the importance of grounding? For one, you're bringing yourself back to your spirit. You're being mindful. And when you're mindful, then you're able to actually bring in more information and more energies. The energies don't get stuck. You'll begin to feel the power of your authentic self. And there's magic to it. Now, the magic is different for every single person, but how it works is by you working with the universe in synchronicity, assisting others, being of service. These are all the main steps to transition into the person you want to be. What we signed up to do is to freaking rock the ship. We're here to make a difference. We're here to bring our all and to be the eyes of Source or the universe or whatever you want to call it. We are the mouthpieces for the universe. And so we have to ground and understand that the beauty of being able to be a human being that is also multidimensional, which is the coolest thing. Because in the future, that is what they are. They've already transitioned to 5D. They've already transitioned to the different stages of evolution, technologically speaking and spiritually speaking. They are past that point. So that's where we want to connect to. You manifested yourself into this reality, and you have to manifest yourself out. That is the name of the game. And if you can think of this as a life game, essentially like a leveling up in your experiences, it makes it a lot easier. It makes it really fun, because that's the truth of it. We came down here for experience. That is the most important thing for us, because through those experiences is when your soul evolves. And when your soul evolves, you become closer to Source. Every step of the way, every decision that you create is going to lead you down a path. And that path is going to lead you down to your home. And for starseeds, it's a beautiful place that usually I think of as a planet. But it's more than that. It is a frequency. You can hold home inside of you. Home is not necessarily a place. It is a state of being. And you can connect to all of your soul family and even other beings on this planet that are going through the ascension process that have a fifth dimensional nature to them or are going through the process of becoming a fifth dimensional being. You can connect to them and feel their energies from hundreds of thousands of miles away. And then millions of miles away, you can feel your soul family, because we are all interconnected. So what are the signs that you have when you are coming into this place of maybe possibly, being an alien? Well, the first sign is that you have a spiritual awakening. You have a spiritual awakening that wakes you up. Generally, it's a little fast. Most of us haven't been doing that so long. For some, it's a slow process, but for the most part, what I have seen in my years of doing this is that people are waking up really fast. Another thing is that there's usually a tendency of people wanting to go off of this earth. They don't feel like they belong. So there has to be a counterbalance to that, because in every aspect, if you believe that you don't belong here, you're going against your mission. You're going against everything. You're disconnecting from humanity. Humanity is what makes us. It grows us. It's a beautiful process. But there will be sometimes a disconnect, and that is a sign of coming into your starseed nature. And another thing is you may start to feel people a little bit more. You may start to feel their energies. This is called empathic abilities. And with these abilities is you will start to understand that unspoken word carries as much meaning as words, if not more. Body language, the aura around them. There is a literal field around you. For those who even have a Merkaba, that's even more of a field where you begin to have intuition go surround you, and where you can feel outwards and you feel the bubble of another human being, their energy field, which carries information about the being, the person. So with that, there's a lot of things that need to happen, and it's a hard thing for a lot of people, because it's so much more fun hanging out in the astral realm, or just thinking about how much it'd be awesome to be on a spaceship, which I'm not gonna ever diss that, because I've done it myself and I agree. It is way more fun. It is way more fun to be in the astral and to go and just shoot your consciousness out into space. But it actually feels a lot better when you're grounded. It's not about losing that. It's not about losing the astral. For those who are kind of confused about how I'm saying like the astral realm, I mean that there's a lot of us that have this capability of being able to project our consciousness outside of our bodies into a non-material realm. It is outside of the mind. And this is not the same as astral projection. This is astral traveling. And astral traveling is a process in which you are able to do it while actually being awake. And it is partial daydreaming, but also carries energetic frequencies to it. And you connect to other aspects of yourself, other beings, projections of your memories, stories. It's definitely a thing. And people will get caught up in that. People get caught up in the, dare I say it, the woo-woo. And it's time to get a little bit more in tune with ourselves. It's time for us to begin to maybe think about coming into our own. Because if anyone hasn't told you this yet, you are awesome. You are so strong. The probability of you coming to this earth during this period of time, the probability of even being born is so rare based on the probability of all of the sperm cells that came through. One survived. And that one was you. So you are a winner since the time that you were born. That is an awesome thing. And that tells you a lot about this society. We take a lot of time to beat ourselves up about everything that we do wrong. And we think that if aliens are ever going to come down to Earth, they would just think that we are just POSs, pieces of crap. They would think that we are not worth saving because of the fact of all the damage that we've done to this civilization. But that's not the truth. Because they're seeing it from a higher perspective. You look at it from a collective whole and not through the lens of your human eyes. As a multidimensional being, you begin to see not from the perspective of a human being, but as a sentient human being. One that is able to get past the laws that govern us, the fear, the control. Those are all coding. Those are all pieces of us that can be changed. They can grow, they can adapt, they can become something new. And when they do, those pieces of the consciousness heal, and then you're able to understand what is necessary to happen. You become more of yourself. So let's talk about techniques. What are certain techniques that you can do to be able to connect with this other version of yourself in another reality? Well, one is begin by gravitating your heart. It's about opening up your heart. And in my sessions, I really work with people on raising the vibrational frequency. There's a lot of work that has to do with healing the heart and aligning the heart. It's okay to hold a crystal in your hand when you're aligning your heart. That doesn't do any wrong. But there's actual work also that has to happen. And some people call it shadow work. I just call it therapy, in a sense. My therapy is cleaning up those messes, those parts of your life that you don't like, that are not in alignment with who you want to be. Because you all have an idea of who you want to be, and that is the person, guess what? It's in the future. The one that you want is in the future. You just got to connect to it. So the second step is to think about that person that you want to be when you're not doing the things that you don't want to do. The perfect, ideal version of yourself that is totally connected with your heart. Because inside of you, and inside of everyone, you just know. You have an intuitive ability. And these intuitive abilities allow you to know what you want. And sometimes it's a whisper, and sometimes it's like, oh, hey, we're not doing this anymore. Oh, no. But it's up to you to figure out what stage you want to stop it. If you wanted to go down to that phase of, being a harder road and neglecting it, then it's gonna be difficult. So connecting to the other version of yourself is very important, and allowing for yourself to heal, allowing for yourself to really be honest with yourself. Honesty is very important, and it's also grounding. Honesty opens you up. It clears out the old dense energies, because you are mind, body, and spirit. They all have to work together. You have to eat properly. You have to be able to go and use your mental strength in the best way for you, and to follow your heart. That is what raises your vibrational frequency. And you guys are like, probably like, oh my gosh, like that's just therapy. But for a spiritual being that's awakening, it's not just therapy. It's not shadow work. It actually holds a frequency. When you start to get that crap out of you, you'll begin to get more energies coming into you, and those energies are very divine, and they're very, very connected to the universe. And then you start to be more connected with the universe, and you're able to manifest rapidly. You're able to quantum leap. These are all things that are possible to do with simply doing a little bit of footwork. The universe wants you to take a couple steps forward before it decides to do something for you. It's only fair. So it's about taking that first step. So now you have that version of yourself in your mind, and it's all about connecting with it. So if you want to manifest yourself out of this reality and onto a spaceship, which I truly believe is possible, I wouldn't be talking about all this if I didn't think it was possible. But it's a lot of work. And everything manifests in a certain way. It might not be in the exact way that you want it to, but everything does manifest. Once it becomes mind, once it has been thought of, it comes and manifests. It's up to you how far you take it and how correctly aligned you are with it. So, envision your future. Feel your future. Feel the future of humanity. That is important. When you connect to not only you, but other beings around you that you have faith in, that you can do this with, that we can vibrationally raise the planet. When you connect with them subconsciously, maybe through using, your mind to create a picture of connection with these beings, with other humans, then you begin to create a web with one another. The more people who concentrate on connecting their energies together and helping one another on their journey, the more we're going to shift faster. After that, it's about connecting to the higher beings, the higher versions of yourself. Because you, in one reality, are a deity. In one reality, you're an angel. In one reality, you are something that we can't even describe. So connect to those. Your guides are just other parts of you from different times with other experiences that are coming here to help you. And that's why they know you and they love you so well, is because they are your team. They are you. They're not you. They're not Kelly. They're your soul. They're your soul at a different point in time. So the next process is to connect to them. So you connect to them while you're still connecting to the others that you know and love that are going to make this transition happen quick. And I call this tethering. Tethering's not always the proper term for this, but it's a connection. And when you tether to these forces, you begin to move symbiotically with it. And you begin to manifest at a very rapid rate. Manifest for yourself, manifest for the collective. Manifest for yourself, and then manifest for the collective. Just make sure you're doing both. there is a process of being able to plot in sync. And during a plotting and synchronization is when you bring into your mind thought processes of memory of your past lives, when you store those in you. So it's about untapping that, and you can untap those and start to connect them together, and it actually creates a vibrational frequency in your head. Now, one thing is, there is something too when the right and left hemisphere are synchronized together. It creates an effect in the mind. It creates a higher consciousness state within the mind, because on a metaphysical level, that is your divine masculine and divine feminine coming together as one in sacred unity, as a collective whole of your Godhead. And it's becoming unified on every different level of reality. So you can do that. Another thing that's really awesome is that you can begin to do simple little steps. Go to the store. I go to the store and I get myself candles. But they remind me of certain things. This one says karma. It's bringing me into that higher dimensional reality. Every time that I start making conscious choices of things that remind me of where I want to be, even if it's a small thing. Even if it's a color that makes you remember or makes you have a feeling of being connected and one and ascending. Hold on to that and make more of it. That is the most important thing. Hold on. If you get something come in, hold on to it, manifest more of it. If it starts working, do more of it. Connect it all together. That is the cool thing about it. And you'll start to see that you're quantumly entangling with the universe and yourself. So these aliens, let's go back. We're going way back. These aliens have the potential to see us, perceive us, to know us. I even believe know our thoughts. Because of the fact that they've already experienced it and they have the memories of it. And that is why there are such things as channeling, because it's not going against, it's not like an alien abduction. It's simply another aspect of the consciousness coming in from a different place and time and talking for generally a higher unified source. But we all go down our own paths, and it's all about the choices that we make. So with that, I think that what the most important thing through all of this to be able to connect is simply by believing. When you start to believe that you are a human being going through this human life, but as a spiritual badass that's on a mission, that has all of the information needed inside of them in their heart, when you truly believe that, that's when it happens. That's when it really starts to happen. You don't have to go looking for questions. It's all inside of you. It's always a good idea to take in as much information as possible. Do your research. Don't just listen to one person. But at the end of the day, it's going to be up to your discernment and your heart to find the way. As always, it has been a pleasure, guys. Thank you so much for everything. If you like this, please go ahead and like and subscribe. And also, I would love to see you all on TikTok. I'm on there a lot. That's where I love to make content as well. So if you haven't gone already on the TikTok, go take a look. It's Kelly the Lamb. And it's same spelling and everything. Go take a look. Thank you.